Welcome to today's video. It's a little bit different, this one, because it's a bit of a techie video, to be honest. I've just upgraded my old Z6 Nikon mirrorless to the Z8, which is a fantastic camera. However, one of the big problems, I say problems, it's not really a problem, because if you're going to get yourself a Z8, you know that you're going to be spending a fortune on the things that go in there, on the memory cards. I mean, give you an example. A 128 SD card, a V90 spec SD card, was £90, and that was on offer. I mean, you can get a 128 gig SD card for probably about 15 or 16 quid, but no, it is not V90 spec. So you need an ultra fast card. The back is different. You need ultra fast cards to go in the Z8, simply because the amount and speed of data that's written to the card is immense. It does 8K video. It's got a 44 or 45 megapixel sensor, which obviously can write raw images. On my Z6, the card that was in it, or that I bought, was a 64 gig XQD card by Sony. And yes, that works in my Z8, but it's not as fast as CompactFlash Express Type B, which is what the Z8 takes. And they do not come cheap. Now, the reason they don't come cheap is because it's a photographic card. And anytime you've got the word photography in anything, the price goes up by about 300%. Camera straps are a good example. You want a decent camera strap? I think the Peak Design Slide is about £80. It's a great camera strap. But if you bought the same strap for a guitar made out of exactly the same stuff, it's like a seatbelt material, you might be paying about £8 or £9. So it's literally 10 times the price because it's meant for a camera. So what I've decided to do with my compact flash need is build my own compact flash card. And I've built it using a caddy, and then the main body of it, the main guts of it, is a laptop drive. So this is a 2230 NVMe Samsung PM991a. That's important. 991a 256 gig SSD, solid state drive. This will go into the caddy, and via the adapter in the caddy as well, it will become a compact flash Type B card. And the cost price is about £48. It's extremely easy to do, so if you watch this video, you'll see how to do it. So the caddy that I ordered from Amazon in the UK is the Sintech, this model. So if you've not got Amazon where you are, that's what you want to be finding. Hopefully the camera is picking this up. It's a all metal construction. It accepts a 2230 SSD from a laptop, and it comes with this adapter which takes the connections from the SSD up to CompactFlash Express Type B. There's the SSD, here is the adapter. It can only go in one way because of this little cutout. There's obviously a bar that stops this going on the wrong way, and you push it on all the way. That's it, that's fitted. That's the SSD fitted onto the circuit board that goes into the caddy. The screws that hold this caddy together are absolutely tiny. They really are small. There's 4 screws that hold this lot all together. The adapter comes with a quality Chinesium screwdriver. Personally, the only place I'd put that is in the bin. I am an ex-engineer by trade, so I'm lucky enough to have some fairly decent tools. And many years ago, I bought myself a Xiaomi screwdriver set. And this is what I'm going to use to screw it together, because there's nothing worse than using the wrong tools and mashing not only the screw but the screwdriver as well. This is a Phillips 0, so it's a Phillips number 0. That's the tip that you'll need, Phillips number 0. You'll also need thermal paste. I bought this from Amazon again at the same time. And then I'm just going to use a spatula, basically. This is a pry tool from the dash cam of the car. But it's got a nice plastic, small enough end to spread the thermal compound onto the SSD. You want this thermal paste to make contact with the chipset, and also you need it to bridge the air gap up to the casing so that the casing can act as a heatsink. That's the idea of putting this paste on. It will conduct the heat away from the chip. Heat is not your friend when it comes to electrical components. So you want to get rid of the heat. That's nice and smooth on there. You can see how much I've put on. Hopefully the camera is picking this up. And you also want it on both sides. It won't do it any harm to put it on both sides, because again, it will get as hot on the other side as it will on the top side. So I'm going to put a bit more on there. You can see how little I've used of this. Okay. This will now lay in the case. And we'll close it up. There is a back and a front to the connector, obviously, to the caddy, obviously. It's got this larger cutout here. You can see this larger cutout this end, which is to accept the circuit board here. So you also can't really get it wrong because the screw holes are in a certain place. So, a good tip for putting these screws in is undo it first. Did you hear that click? I'll do it again. I'm pressing down and turning anti-clockwise. That click means the threads are now aligned. So undo it first and then do it up. And I'm not doing it up tight, I'm just doing it up pinch tight. So barely putting any torque onto the screwdriver. So undo it until it clicks there and then do it up. That way you won't cross thread. You won't cross thread these tiny little screws, because that's the last thing you want to be doing. Undo and do up. Undo and do up. And that is now a 256 gigabyte CompactFlash Express card, solid metal for heat dissipation, with a total cost, I think, of about £48. So I've just given this a wipe with a bit of alcohol just to remove any squished out thermal paste. It's all now nice and clean. And the final thing to do is to put the sticker on it for the size. So you take your pick over to which sticker you want to put on according to the drive that you've put in. And this is the finished product. It's labelled up, it's all cleaned up, it's all ready to go in the camera. I've removed the SD card, so you just pop the compact flash in. The only thing I would say about this card is the fit is not absolutely like the Sony QXD card. I'll show you what I mean. If I put the QXD card in, I can press it in and press it out. If I put the CompactFlash Express adapter in, I can press it in, but it doesn't really spring out. So I can remove it easily with my nails, I would have liked it to have pushed in and pushed out. It's not a problem for me because I don't take the card in and out. I simply connect the camera up to USB-C and I strip all my pictures and videos off using the USB connection. So I'm not overly concerned about that. Certainly when you start thinking that, you know, this was a £48 card, and if you're a professional photographer, you probably won't be watching this video anyway. You'll just simply be buying the black £300 card. So I've removed the SD card from the camera. I've only got the CompactFlash Express card, the 256 gig card that I've just made in the camera. Next thing to do, we're going to format the card. And I'm going to do a full format on the card. So I'm going to press the waste bucket and do a full format. So we'll see how long that takes to format the card. Obviously I'll leave the video running while it's doing that so you can see exactly how long this takes. And that's done. And I'm just going to check my settings, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, I am recording lossless compression in RAW, 2800 raw uncompressed images, and that's plenty for me, absolutely plenty. I've got my shutter release set to 20 raw shots per second, so let's see what it can run at. We're getting absolutely no issues with writing. That's ridiculous. I think it will just carry on if I... Well, yeah, I mean, there we go. It would just carry on as long as I kept my 600 shots. So yeah, that's a good investment, to be honest, I think. That's what the video's like. If I record the video, let me set up the video. I think I'm on 4K. Let me just check. So I'm recording H.265 10-bit, 4K 30 frames. We're recording. That says the card's got 2 hours of recording time on it. Yeah, I don't see this is going to be a problem. For my level of shooting, as I stress, I am not a professional photographer. If I was making my living using this camera, I would not be doing what I've just done. I'm not. Okay, let's see how that recorded. That's playing back. See, that's not a live view, that's playing back from the drive. That's absolutely fine. Well, I think that was about £50 well invested, to be honest. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you could, please. I'd be grateful for that. I'm trying to get over 1,000 subscribers, and if you've enjoyed it, yeah, I'm going to make more of these videos. This one's a techie one. Most of my videos are like things we do, places we go, but I am a bit of a tech head, so you know, I've enjoyed making this. Thanks for watching.